Hello. We groovin'. Hello, hello. Neuroviz Jeb. Hello, hello. Okay. Hello. Hello and welcome. I have returned from my annual court-mandated family vacation, which went... Well, I didn't have a meltdown this year, so that's an improvement. That's nice. Unlike last year, when I absolutely did, because I was prepared this time. I was mentally prepared. Mentally prepared. And physically prepared. I had various things and stuff to soothe my mind and my spirit, my soul, what have you. And you can tell that today is going to be a very blessed day, a blessed stream indeed, because on this screen here, the little characters come in somewhat randomly. We got not one, but two tiny claviers. One of them was almost immediately after I started playing the first song. Two tiny claviers. We have been blessed this day. Truly, we have been #blessed. Dual Destinies, dual claviers. That's just how it works. Double blessing. But yes. Was there anything? Was there anything? I don't think there was anything. Not really. Oh, right. I'm experimenting more with, bit rates, shenaniganery and such. We'll see how it goes. I have dropped it from 6,000 to 5,500. It is stable. We'll see how it goes. I truly don't know how any of this works. But I heard Snake say that he streams at the bit rate of 6,000, so I figured I would try that. But then it was like capping out at 5,500 on its own, so like around that. So I figured I may as well drop it so that it like, I don't know. I truly have no idea how any of this works. These are just numbers. Anyway, I am feeling just a tiny bit throat gross, voice scratchy-ish. If it gets bad, then we can switch over to something else. Project Diva, for instance. I have been cooking. I've been cooking away in Project Diva. Since last month's stream of Project Diva, I have added 8? I want to say 8? That seems like such a big number, but I think it is 8. Several. I've added several more covers of mine. And I've downloaded a bunch of new mods that make things look better, nicer, new modules and such. So yeah, I've been cooking away in Project Diva. So who knows? We may switch over to that if my voice decides that it doesn't want to do good no more. Okay. Previously on Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Dual Destinies. A young man named Clay Terran was murdered at the Cosmos Space Center, and the ripple effect of that singular crime has led us to uncover a secret, a top secrety secret, buried in the subconscious of a child Well, she was a child at the time. A 7-year-old mystery has been unearthed and basically solved. We basically solved it. We don't have like a. Exactly that. But yes, 7 years ago, a woman named Metis, Dr. Metis Sykes, was murdered. And the only witness was her daughter, who was. What's 18 minus 7? 9? Is that? No? 11? Whatever that number is. 11. Thank you. Thank you. I went the wrong way. With my. It's fine. Anyway. Yes, 11-year-old girl, very sheltered, had a special ability to hear people's hearts, to hear their emotions in their hearts. And her mother was studying that and trying to help relieve some of that. Thoughts. Gather thoughts. Right. She was very sheltered and spent a lot of time with around robots. And there was a machine that they had where they would put the robot on the table and you would press a button and it would take the robot apart and fix it. And so, when her mother was stabbed directly in front of her, little 11-year-old Athena was like, well, hang on, I can fix her. I can fix her by putting her on the robot table. Ugh. And that is the scene that, one Simon Blackquill, apprentice to Dr. Sykes, came across. And he was like, this looks really bad. Let's not get an 11-year-old arrested for manslaughter ? So he covered up the crime, made it look like he did it. 7 years later, we have finally uncovered the truth. And we had a nice little PTSD episode. We were reassured by everyone here. Hello, Matthew. How are you? Thank you. Oh, and there was a hostage situation. There still is, technically. We haven't resolved that. We almost resolved it, but just when we were about to, Scrixie. Just when we were about to close the book on this dark chapter of history, this, we obtained closure, we were getting ready to exonerate Simon and to, really wrap things up. Hold it! Objection! In comes Apollo Justice. And everyone's like, Apollo, what are you doing? We were winning. We got it. We won the day. And he's like, no, we're not done. And I too was confused. I too was confused as to why he was doing this. And then, a bit later, a day or so later, I was thinking about it and I was like, oh right, the reason we're here to begin with, the murder of Clay Terran. We still haven't established who killed Clay. We still haven't figured that out. We may have forgotten that, hi Neon. We may have forgotten to, solve the crime that we were originally here to, resolve. Maybe. Who knows? But yeah, I think that about covers it. I mean, there was a bunch of other stuff, but that's really the gist of it. Away we go. Hi. Okay, anyway. Okie dokie. December 20th, District Courtroom number 5. 4. I wanted it to be courtroom number 5. Oh, and Edgeworth is back! I forgot! Edgeworth is back, and so is Pearl. But mostly Edgeworth. Hi! Mr. Justice, please explain yourself. It's very simple. There isn't much to explain. The defendant, Miss Athena Sykes, might not be innocent. What are you talking about? The case from 7 years ago has been settled. I'm not talking about the past here. I'm talking about the present case. Yeah. It's still not clear who killed Clay Tarrant. But Apollo, why would you... Miss Sykes, please listen quietly to what I have to say. All right. What in the world is Apollo trying to do? Your Honor, please allow me a little of the court's time. But this is a trial for the case from 7 years ago. Miss Blackwell, I'd like to ask a favor of you. Just as you lost someone close to you, I lost someone close to me too. Oh, right. Simon Blackwell's sister, we established that she was totally in lesbians with Athena's mom. Absolutely in lesbians with her. They were roommates. And as such, Apollo and Clay were absolutely roommates too. Oh my god, they were roommates. I'm sure you want to know the real truth of what happened as much as I do. Apollo. Sure, you know I'm all for the truth. Now let's see you expose the princess's guilt. Judge, I give my permission. Continue with the trial. And she's kind of running the show here because she is the one running the hostage situation. Hi, Arden. Very well. Is that all right with you, Prosecutor Edgeworth? The prosecution has no objections. Let's hear Mr. Justice's testimony. I'll have the police's investigation report brought immediately. Not you too, Edgeworth. I really hope it's because you have something up your sleeve. Very well. Your opening statement, please, Prosecutor Edgeworth. As you wish. Let's review the case of the murder of Mr. Clay Tarrant. It was made clear in the previous trial that Solomon Starbuck was not his killer. Therefore, the true culprit was someone else. On that day, this culprit waited for the astronauts in boarding lounge 1. When the two men made their escape out of the Space Museum, the killer attacked Mr. Tarrant with the same type of knife that was used 7 years ago. The murderer then escaped into the Space Museum. Whee! Next, Director Yuri Cosmos switched the launch pads. After that, the culprit exited the Space Museum and escaped via boarding lounge 2. Or via. He's vaguely British. Via. Therefore, this trial must make clear who Mr. Tarrant's true killer was. In other words, we must discover who it was that escaped through the Space Museum that day. Thank you, Prosecutor Edgeworth. Mr. Wright, is the defense ready? I guess. Yes, Your Honor. I'd better rearrange my evidence. Relevant evidence swapped into the court record. Oh, okay. Oh, hey, we swapped out our old evidence and have new evidence now. Yeah. Yeah. My badge! Very important. Mm-hmm. Hope capsule. Oh, right! And there's... Right. That black and gold swirly rock there is evidently a meteorite fragment? Meteor fragment? Space moon rock? No, it's a moon rock. Don't question it. It's definitely a moon rock. Definitely don't look up what actual moon rocks look like, and trust us when we say that that right there is a genuine moon rock. You can try. I don't know where it is right now. It went missing. Come on, hands. You can do it. I believe in you. It's cheese. Right, and we can see here that there is a little bit of that same moon rock here in the bomb that exploded in the courtroom and consequently blew up this here hope capsule. There was definitely evidence inside that capsule. Somehow. Do as I say, not as I do. I'm ignoring the get up and stretch time, but you should get up and stretch. Now then, Mr. Justice, your testimony, if you please. Boom, boom. Apollo Justice's accusation. I suspected Miss Sykes of the murder of Clay Tarrant. My growing suspicions were confirmed when this incriminating evidence presented itself. In addition, she's the only one who could have utilized the launchpad switch to escape. That is why I wish to indict Miss Sykes on the charge of murder. No, I said... Order. Mr. Justice, you realize you're charging your own co-worker with murder, don't you? Oh, Judge, that's so not the first time this has happened! That is not the first time this has happened to Apollo! But they're in this courtroom because they had the terms of the hostage situation that Aura Blackquill initiated was that she wanted an immediate retrial for the crime of 7 years ago, and all of the other courtrooms were taken. And so it had to be immediate, and this was the only courtroom that wasn't in use. And so they're like, oh, let's go to the broken courtroom. It's very symbolic, you see, on account of the fact that it's, you know, we exist in the dark age of the law. And it's a symbol of the very institution of justice itself is crumbling around us. It's symbolism. Yes, Your Honor, because that is the conclusion my investigation has led me to. But Apollo, why? How could you suspect me too? Mr. Wright, your cross-examination, please. I don't get it. Just what did you find out over the past few days to make you think this? That too. Boom, boom. Hold it! What first made you suspicious of Miss Sykes? It all started when Miss Sykes and I were investigating the crime scene. When she saw the weapon that killed Mr. Tarrant, my bracelet reacted. She said she'd never seen the knife before, but my bracelet told me otherwise. And then every time after that, my bracelet would react when she talked about the case. Poor Apollo must have been beside himself during that investigation, and his wrist must have been so sore. I didn't know what to do or think. I couldn't even sleep. In that condition, I knew I wouldn't be any good in court. So I decided to wear an eye patch so I wouldn't be able to perceive any of her tells. Oh. I see. Huh. I guess, yeah, okay, I guess you would need both eyes to, yeah, alright, sure. So that's why Apollo was acting so strangely. The reason Miss Sykes unconsciously reacted to the knife that way is because she stabbed her mother's murderer with one identical to it 7 years ago.
Objection!
But that knife was also the murder weapon that was used to kill Clay Tarrant. My bracelet could have also reacted to her because she knew she was his killer, too. I guess he has a point. But my bracelet wasn't the only reason I became sus of her. Oh yeah! No, you're right. You're so right. You're so right. When they're standing side by side at the bench. Yeah. He's on the end, and she is to his right. How about that?
Hold it!
That's the lighter that was found in the Space Museum with her fingerprints on it, right? But even if it seems decisive, there must be other facts we don't know about it yet. If that's so, go ahead and prove it then. Look, honestly, I don't want to believe it's true either, but Miss Sykes was the only one who was in the Space Museum at the time of the murder. But Mr. Justice, Miss Sykes had absolutely no motive to kill Mr. Tarrant.
Objection!
7 years ago, Miss Sykes lived at the Cosmos Space Center. It wouldn't be strange if she had some kind of connection to him. Besides, people sometimes kill for motives we can't even imagine. I know you've seen plenty of cases like that in your own career, Mr. Wright. Still can't believe this. How can you actually suspect Athena, Apollo?
Hold it!
Details. Isn't it possible that somebody else used that same escape route? I'm afraid not, Mr. Wright. Why not? Recall there is a security camera in boarding lounge 1 aimed at the launch pad door. It's the camera that captured Mr. Tarrant and Mr. Starbuck. There's also another security camera in boarding lounge 2. It recorded Mr. Tarrant's killer, or rather, Miss Sykes, coming out of the Space Museum. Can I get that evidence, please? Camera in boarding lounge 2. First I've heard of it, but it makes sense. Athena said she had snuck into the Space Museum the night before the incident, and then was overcome and passed out until around noon the next day. I was out until about noon of the next day. I didn't even know about the explosions. When I woke up, nobody was around, so I just went out into boarding lounge 2. That must have been when the camera captured her. And that's what made Apollo suspect her even more. But wait a minute. In that case, it most likely recorded the true culprit as well.
Objection!
That's a negative on that one too, Mr. Wright. In the footage taken after the incident, Miss Sykes is the only one who appears. What? Why? That can't be, but if it is, then it is incredibly incriminating. Wasn't it you who proved in the previous trial that the way the true culprit escaped was via the Space Museum after the pads had been switched? A fact you previously proved turned on its ear, leaving your client high and dry. I must say, that is vintage Phoenix Wright. Yeah.
Hold it!
Believing in your client to the end is a basic principle of good defense. Shouldn't you extend that same principle to your own coworker? You're probably right. Maybe I'm not even fit to be a lawyer. However, I don't care. This case is special to me. Oh, baby. Clay was my friend. And that's why I just have to know the truth. Apollo suspected his trusted coworker of killing his friend. To dispel his doubts, he investigated on his own, but that only led to more doubts. Apollo must have been really struggling with this. Well, Apollo may have doubts, but... I'll say it again. Athena Sykes isn't the murderer. Then I have only one thing to say. Evidence is everything in court. Well, Mr. Wright, think you have the concrete proof to knock down my arguments? Your arguments have been very clear, Mr. Justice. And your facts appear to be indisputable. Well, Mr. Wright, what do you think of my theory? It looks like not even you can deny it. Miss Sykes was the only one who used the only possible escape route. Under these circumstances, there can be no other suspect but the defendant. Unless... you think there was an alternative escape route. Is that what you think, Mr. Wright? Is that what you think, Mr. Wright? Is that what you think, Phoenix? I don't know. Was there an alternative escape route? Okie dokie, let me see, y'all. Let me look at some maps. Yeah. Yeah, it's 5 for robotics lab, which is very crucially not where we were. Spice! Indeed. Suppose it's not impossible, but... sure, let's go with yes. Hello, Mittens. Welcome back. Sure. Of course there was. Of course there must have been. Just don't ask me what. You're just bluffing again, aren't you? Oh. Me? Bluff? No way. He knows me too well. It's fine, Mr. Wright. Even a bluff would suit me just fine. As long as you can. Oh, as long as you can clear up this doubt inside me. I didn't know what that voice was. Wait, so is that what this is all about? Yeah, no, he wants us to prove him wrong. I want to believe in Athena. I really do. But what is faith without doubt? That's why I need to question her guilt. So that once the truth finally comes out, I can really fully trust her. So that you can really trust me? It's It seems your junior partner has just showed us what trials are truly all about. I believe you're right. We prosecutors painstakingly question every detail in pursuit of the defendant, while we lawyers believe in and defend our clients to the end. When both sides go all out against each other, that's when we discover the truth. Precisely. And when the battle is over, we will understand the true meaning of trust. That is exactly what trials are about. Wouldn't you agree? Yes, I couldn't ignore the seed of doubt that was growing inside me. So I decided I needed to face it head on. No matter what the truth is that's waiting ahead, I won't be afraid. That's so like Apollo, always uber earnest about things like this. Uber? Uber is a German word. Clavier. Mr. Justice, I vow to dispel every last bit of doubt in your heart. Good, because I want to believe in Miss Sykes again. You're really hoping there was an alternative route, weren't you, Apollo? But if I use the process of elimination, there really aren't that many possibilities. Director Cosmos was at the southern exit, leaving only the control room and the corridor to the Space Museum. Which door could the culprit have escaped through? Come on, Mr. Wright, where do you think the culprit escaped to? I mean, we established that it was the Space Museum corridor because he saw him go through that door, right?
Take that!
Right? They really only could have escaped to the corridor to the Space Museum. All they had to do was use the unconscious Mr. Starbucks Prince to get through the door.
Objection!
It appears that all you're trying to establish is Miss Sykes' guilt. If the culprit used that route, the only exit would have been into Boarding Lounge 2. The logical conclusion of your argument is that the killer is none other than the defendant. I knew it. That's the only way it could be, huh? If the culprit escaped into the corridor that leads to the Space Museum, then I guess it's true. The only exit would have been into Boarding Lounge 2. But Miss Sykes was the only person captured by the Boarding Lounge 2 security camera. I investigated the crime scene thoroughly, but the only place the culprit could have escaped to was the Space Museum corridor. There weren't any other secret corridors or anything. So that leaves us with no other conclusion to draw but that Athena Sykes was the culprit. What could the answer be? Was there really no other escape route? But hold on a second. What if? Where did those mysterious leaves we saw in the corridor come from? What if they're a clue to the culprit's real escape route? I think it is possible that the culprit escaped into the Space Museum, but then came out using a route other than into Boarding Lounge 2. Oh? Launchpad 1 and the Space Museum were switched after the bombing, meaning the Space Museum corridor was moving along the rail at the time, which is exactly when an alternative escape route opened up for our culprit. Are you kidding me? Judging by the intense look in your eyes, I take it you're serious. Look deep into my eyes, Edgeworth. Very well then, Mr. Wright. Do tell. Where could the culprit have gone from the museum corridor besides Boarding Lounge 2? Oh, what a wonderful question. Hang on, let me. They could have gone to Wendy's. It's Boarding Lounge 2. Is it just outside? Launch site? I am confusion. Yeah, is outside?
Take that!
Huh? We found something odd while investigating the museum corridor this afternoon. Okay, sure. Namely, a few dead leaves on the floor. Considering where dead leaves come from, trees, they point us to exactly where the culprit escaped to. Yes, I remember seeing some leaves myself. Ah! Do you mean? Yep, while the Space Museum was in motion just beyond the corridor's safety door, was an alternative place that the culprit could use to escape. In other words, the culprit's real escape route was the area outside the Space Center. You're freaking insane!
Objection!
Do you know how impossible that would be? That corridor is level with the 3rd floor. Even if the culprit tried to leap to the outside wall of the Space Center building, they would fall to their death.
Objection!
Ordinarily, yes. But after the bombing incident, the culprit could make use of a certain item. And what item was it exactly, Mr. Wright? Alright, this is what the culprit used to leap to the outside wall of the main building. Take that!
Take that!
An emergency ladder. There was an emergency ladder in the 4th floor robotics lab. And it was used that day after the explosions to help evacuate people. Miss Blackwell herself used that ladder to escape down to ground level. Recall that the launch pads were switched after the ladder was lowered. Son of a... The corridor would have passed by the ladder while the pads were being switched. And that's when the culprit literally sprang into action. Whoop! And leapt onto the ladder. What? Who would have imagined? Order. Well, an alternative escape route seems to have emerged. Which means someone other than Miss Sykes could have been the culprit, right?
Objection!
Making things up on the fly in an attempt to sway the court again, are we, Mr. Wright? Your theory has so many holes, it puts Swiss cheese to shame! Alright then, name one. I have here detailed information about the Space Center. According to this, the distance between the museum corridor and the main building during movement is a full 20 feet. Huh. Matthew, no. 20 feet? You're pulling my leg, right? In addition, the corridor is 3 floors from the ground, or roughly 50 feet. What's more, the culprit would be leaping to a precarious place, an unstable ladder. Human beings feel fear in dangerous situations. It's a basic survival instinct. An ordinary person would certainly hesitate before jumping. Or even freeze in fear and not jump at all. Yeah, well, good thing we're dealing with a fucking psychopath.
Objection!
But the culprit had just murdered someone. They weren't in an ordinary state of mind.
Objection!
Nevertheless, why would they have taken that kind of risk? They could have waited for the switch to be complete and escaped to boarding lounge 2.
Objection!
Because there was a security camera in boarding lounge 2. The culprit knew they would be recorded if they left the Space Museum that way.
Objection!
In that case, the culprit could have hidden in the museum until things settled down, and then blended in with the other people after the museum was opened. That's a good point! But you claim that despite all this, the culprit took a 20-foot, death-defying leap. And all in the brief moment the corridor and ladder passed by each other. That's also a good point. They would have needed a running start while the corridor was moving to make that jump. If their timing was off or if they couldn't jump far enough, it would have been instant death. What kind of person would attempt something like that? A fucking freak! Stop bringing up good points, Edward! Never. This true culprit of yours is nothing but a figment of your imagination. Why do you always have to point out every flaw? Mr. Edgeworth's right. That does sound pretty insane. The culprit would have to be someone who feels no fear, like a stuntman. But everyone feels fear on some level, right? Wait a minute. Aha, I've got it this time. I can prove that there is someone who could have used this alternate escape route. Oh, can you now? This proves the possibility of a person who could have used this alternative escape route. Take that.
Take that!
What's that, Mr. Wright? This is a certain person's very interesting psych profile. The subject doesn't experience feelings like normal people do. In other words, this person doesn't feel happiness, sadness, or fear. Doesn't feel fear? Right. You can't be serious. Without the constraint of fear, he could easily do what an ordinary person wouldn't dare. I mean, the phrasing isn't great. It's implying a sort of, ooh, nice crash symbol. A sort of, neurotypicality. Just as you or I could do a broad jump on the ground without the slightest fear. Well, I don't know about that. This subject could make a 20-foot leap 50 feet up in the air. He could choose this extreme way of escaping without hesitation. So you're saying that to a person without fear, the alternative route would be quicker and eliminate the chance that they'd be spotted. That's definitely pretty extreme, Mr. Wright. This track is so goofy. What are we doing? What are we doing? But was there such a person there at the sea? Yes, the Phantom, that mysterious shadowy figure who keeps popping up. Oh dear. The Phantom. Again? I knew the Phantom was there behind the scenes of the Space Center bombing, but I wasn't sure if he was connected to the murder of Clay Terran as well. However, now it's all clear. The Phantom is the one who not only bombed the Space Center, but also killed Mr. Terran. What? Fucking Alice in Wonderland ass. Order. Mr. Wright, please continue. There were just too many similarities between this case and the one from 7 years ago. But why, you may ask? It can only be because both incidents were the work of the same Phantom. So then this Phantom is the one who killed Clay? But who is he? Hang on, wait. But who is he? How can this be? Oh no. Carlos! I tried. How was my Jill? How's my Jill Valentine? This Phantom has been haunting this case, pulling the strings in the background. Who could this unidentified international spy be? Right, this escape route must have been a part of the Phantom's plan from the start, as was tricking Director Cosmos into switching the launch pads. Sandwich out of 10? Excellent. The bomb on the second floor was meant to make the elevators and stairs unusable. That's why he gave advance warning and planted the bombs where he did. Yes, I think you're right. But it doesn't explain this one last thing. So I lowered my emergency ladder like the detective leading the evacuation told me to. But it was such a pain. Why couldn't they have used the ladders in the other rooms? The robotics lab wasn't the only room with an emergency ladder. But he couldn't have made that leap unless he was certain which one it would be. So you mean... the Phantom must be someone who knew that particular ladder was going to be used. That's right. Who could it be? But who was it? Wait a minute. So I lowered my emergency ladder like the detective leading the evacuation told me to. Miss Blackwell lowered the ladder after being told to by the detective leading the... Ah! You've got to be kidding me. Did you figure it out right? Do you know who the Phantom is? Yes, I do. Who is it? Who killed Clay? Our mysterious spy, known as the Phantom, is none other than... Trucy Wright! Oh boy. Take that. After the explosions, a member of the staff crossed paths with a certain detective. I was on duty on the 4th floor. It was quite the madhouse, I tell you. It's Pikachu. Jigglypuff as seen from above. As for the detective who was leading the evacuation from the 4th floor, he had a very specific objective in mind. So I lowered my emergency ladder, like the detective leading the evacuation told me to. But then... I guess the implication is that he went and told her to lower the ladder, and then ran off, did the crime, and then made his escape? I don't... Please explain this to me, video game. His objective was to secure his own escape route. We lowered an emergency ladder from a 4th floor window and escaped that way. Once everyone else got out safely, I made my way down to and headed to the shelter. This is a detective you all know. He's even the lead detective on the current case. He appears to be a very emotional man, but his psych profile says he is without emotion.
Take that!
What are you saying? You mean the Phantom is Detective Bobby Fulbright? Exactly. We were all taken in by his fake persona. Detective Fulbright's real identity is the Phantom. Order, order, order. Mr. Wright, how could this be? You know, I was really struggling with the title today. If I had remembered that we were looking for a person called the Phantom, I could have made a Phantom of the Opera reference. Misconnections. He's here, the Phantom of the courtroom. He is with us, he's a ghost, he's here. The Phantom of the courtroom. That's easy, Your Honor. Detective Fulbright was leading the fourth floor evacuation effort. Our first clue is that he made no attempt to have any other ladder put to use. The ladder in the robotics lab is the only one he ordered to be lowered. The second is that he directed everybody to the basement shelter via this ladder. Verily. Oh man, Edgeworth hitting us with a verily. Verily, it was all a part of his plan to create an escape route. After Detective Fulbright saw to it that the ladder was lowered from the robotics lab, he went to the lounge where he killed Clay Tarrant and escaped into the Space Museum. Okay, but they showed him going down the elevator, but the elevator was disabled by the bomb. Details! The museum started moving, slowly, so he waited for the right time, got a running start. And just as the corridor was passing the ladder, he leapt onto it. Leaped? You don't believe it. That addle-padded detective did all that. Was it really him? I mean, all this time I thought... Sorry, we didn't catch your name. My name? I'm Bobby Fulbright. Right. The heroic detective who defends our good citizens from evil. The champion of justice who comes running whenever you're in need. And my catchphrase? It's in justice we trust. Trust. Then, his concern for Simon was also just one big act? I swore to reform Prosecutor Blackwell and make him a valued member of society again. Yeah. So I can't just sit by and watch him give in to his emotions and tear the defendant apart. That monster killed Clay? He had me completely fooled. Come to think of it, he's the one who brought that blood-stained lighter to court, too. Oh, he sure is, isn't he? The scumbag even made me turn on Athena. Damn it! How the hell did I fall for all that? For him to have wormed his way into the police department as well. Ugh. Your Honor, the defense demands to question Detective Bobby Fulbright. Yes, I agree that we need to hear from him right away. The court will take a short recess, and then Detective Fulbright will take the stand. If he's smart, which, at this point, we've established that he must be, he's fucking gone. He's out of here. He's Audi 5000, my dude. Why would he stick around? Whatever. December 20th, 5:13 p.m., District Court Defendant Lobby number 3? 5. Damn it. Thank you so much, Mr. Wright. If it wasn't for everything you did, I... Don't thank me yet. We still have an uphill battle to fight. You got it, boss. Aw, buddy. Apollo, honey. Baby girl. Apollo. Well, this is awkward. Athena, can you do me a favor? Huh? What is it? Could you... punch me, please? What? Why should I do that? Because I should have believed in you. I let the seed of doubt inside me get the best of me. I'm really sorry that I didn't try— Ow! Don't be such a dope! I was really touched by what you did. Huh? Now what are you talking about? I want to believe in Athena. I really do. But what is faith without doubt? Doubt. That's why I need to question her guilt. So that once the truth finally comes out, I can really fully trust her. You took the time and effort to genuinely think about who I am and what I'm made of. After all that, how could I punch a true friend like you, Apollo? You just did? You didn't have any trouble slapping him a second ago. I hate that you have a point, Scrixie. I hate that you have a point. I hate that you have a point. Thanks, Athena, and thanks for waking me up to reality again. Guess I know now who to call if I ever get sleepy in court. So does that mean you can take the eye patch off now? Please? Darling? Looks like you have some promising young people working— I'm gonna take a guess. Looks like you have some promising young people working under you. Edgeworth. Yeah, I think they're pretty great myself. And they're not afraid to keep me in line. Anyway, I have some very good news. Aura Blackquill has surrendered and the hostages have been set free. Trucy and all the others? Oh, thank goodness. Miss Blackquill said she had something she really needed to do. So I granted her special permission to do what she must. I wonder what it is. Oh, hi! Miss Blackquill! Hi, hi. Ma'am, madam, hi. Hi, hello. How are you today? It's... Hi. Hi, hello, madam, ma'am, hi, hello, hi, hi. Hi, hello, hi, 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 hi. I didn't come to apologize if that's what you're thinking. My actions are what allowed the truth of what happened 7 years ago to come to light. But I did come because I had something to say to all of you. Miss Aura, she'd better not be here to complain about something. Miss Blackquill, I want to apologize to you. The fact that you couldn't trust the court system is our fault. Yes, it's true. The courts are filled with incompetent idiots. Still, I suppose I could let you handle the rest of this case for me. Oh, Miss Aura, does this mean you're starting to trust the system again? No, of course not. Be quiet, hunk of junk. It's just... I wouldn't mind if you were the ones who took Metis' killer down. Leave it to us. We'll get him. So I guess that means she's starting to trust us, at least. Ah! Front-facing Blackquill! Ah! Aura. Simon, I'm so glad both you and the princess were cleared of all suspicion. And it's all thanks to me and my robots. You'd better be grateful. I never imagined you would go that far. Though you always were. Extreme. But I don't recall ever requesting your help. As closed as ever, I see. Well, now that you've been released, I guess it's my turn to go live in the live in the slammer. Streaming live from jail, it's Aura Blackquill! I just hope you're not the prosecutor for my trial. You'd probably give me the death penalty. You know me all too well! Now that's sibling energy. I guess love can take on a variety of expressions, including stunted in their case. But I truly was about to be executed tomorrow. Though because of you, it looks like I won't be crossing the Styx just yet. Can you cut your hair, please? You have my heartfelt thanks, Aura. I'm sorry I caused you so much anguish. Simon? It's okay, come here. Come here, I will, hug, bring it in. Love language is capital punishment. Bring it in. Come on, come. I will comfort you. There. I'm so glad, Simon. So very glad to hear you say that. Aura. Alright, that's enough of that. Bailiff, take me to the detention center. Bye, I love you. What Miss Blackquill did was inexcusable. But it's clear she did it out of love for her brother. I still can't wrap my mind around Detective Fulbright being the Phantom. I can't believe he killed Clay. Right. And murdered my mentor, which brought great distress upon little Athena. Chief Prosecutor. Yes. I would ask a favor. Would you allow me to stand at the prosecutor's bench for this trial? I wish to claim the Phantom's head by my own hand. That was my plan all along, after all. It's highly unconventional for a man of my position to stand in court. Sir. The formal paperwork has yet to be filed, but you are hereby conditionally released. Please take the prosecutor's bench in your official capacity and uncover the truth by your own hand. Yeah, no, don't. Conflict of interest, schmonflict of interest. I'm much obliged. Wait! The day to part with these has come at last. Chief Prosecutor, could you? Later, Mittens. Hold! Not broken! Huzzah! Please take a step back. I already don't like front-facing Blackquill. Please step away. How long have I waited? Maybe it's the sense of freedom, but even the air seems fresher, the light brighter. God, you're such a fucking edgelord, and I will relish slashing that blackguard Fulbright to shreds without mercy. Can we first work on cutting your hair? Pretty please. I don't have to be able to read his heart to see how happy he is. I'm so glad, but I won't cry just yet. After all, we've still got a trial to finish. I have no idea, Matthew. It's not impossible, given how much he likes birds. It's okay to cry, Athena, I promise. Prosecutor Blackquill, Mr. Wright, please avenge Clay's death for me. What are you talking about, Apollo? You're coming to the defense's bench with me. I am? Well, I can't expect Athena to assist me now, can I? She's the defendant. That leaves you, Apollo. But are you sure you want me? I took a leave of absence and everything. Well, our office is pretty short-handed, and you're all I've got. Thank you, Mr. Wright. Apollo. Athena, I can say it with all my heart now. I believe in your complete innocence. And now we're going to prove it to the world. Thank you, Apollo. I know you can do it.
So,
Ooh.
you won't be needing that eye patch anymore, right?
Right, because I'm fine now.
Oh, fuck. He's got a fucking Yakuza back tattoo. My boy! My boy has come home! At long last, my boy! He's home at last! He's completed his MGS4 Raiden arc. He's now in his revengeance era. And I love that for him. Now this is the Apollo I know. Welcome back, Apollo. It's almost time for the trial to restart, though it looks like you have things well in hand. Yup. I should head back to the prosecutor's office. But why? I want to look into a few things. Namely, the first people on the scene 7 years ago, the facial data registered by the robot, and Detective Fulbright's background. Sounds great, Edgeworth. Thanks! I expect to be repaid with a victory, Wright. Now, if you'll excuse me, just give a little kiss on the cheek on the way out. Bye, I love you! Okay, you two all set to go? You bet I am. Let's do this. This is it, the final battle. Call you doll. The murder of Apollo's roommate, the courtroom bombing incident. And the case that ushered in the dark age of the law 7 years ago. Destiny has called us to bring the one responsible for it all to justice today. Dual Destinies! Roll credits! What do you mean we're not done? Yeah, don't worry about it, Matthew. This is fine. This isn't a real trial. It's never been a real trial. So, all the rules are out the fucking window. Yeah, no, it's fine. Yeah, no, it's fine. December 20th, 5:27 p.m., District Court, Courtroom number 4. Let us now reconvene. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Ah, Taka! Hello! Oh, sweet darling little Taka. Oh, hello. The prosecution has never been more ready. You know, this is the first time we've been at the defense bench together since I debuted. As a VTuber? Now that you mention it. Although back then I thought you were more loud than you were reliable. Aw. Oh yeah! Yeah, I guess it is, huh? Aw. Yeah. Apollo the Idol. You've really come a long way since then, Apollo. You've grown a lot. Well, there have been some hiccups, but I guess I've done pretty well. He's still got that ego of his, though. Prosecutor Blackwill? Good question. I mean, perhaps like his arc in the games, he would start 2D and then go 3D. Maybe. With the 7-year mistake now resolved, you can finally take your rightful place. Yes, I guess we can keep the chit-chat for later. Bailiff, please bring in the witness immediately. Even with those handcuffs off, Prosecutor Blackquill seems to be pretty much the same. 7 years of grumpiness doesn't go away so easily, I guess. Just brooding. Bobby Fulbright here! I heard I was needed on the stand, so here I am! Detective Fulbright? Do you know why you have been called to give testimony? Yep, because there's only one reason I'd be called. And that is because it's time for justice. In justice we trust.
Objection!
You can't fool us with that act anymore. Your justice is nothing but lies. Cut the music! What? Are you questioning the integrity of my sense of justice? I mean, sure, sometimes I make mistakes, but hey. He's acting exactly the same as always. Tell me about it. You must be feeling awfully confident. Fulbright, if you wish to dispel our suspicions, then let's get to your testimony. Alright, fine. You want me to prove my righteousness? I can certainly do that. Boom, boom. The embodiment of justice. Haha! I am the very embodiment of justice itself. I won't have you make me into a villain with your far-fetched arguments. And this bit about the escape route is only a theory. You don't have any proof. What we do have is proof that Athena Sykes is the culprit. This lighter with her prints on it. So you're saying the suspicions against you are completely false? And that the defendant is the real culprit? That's right. Mr. Lawyer's escape route is totally circumstantial. He doesn't have any proof that I made a big leap onto a ladder. We don't have proof. You are correct about that. However, you don't have any proof for your claim either. I guess you're right. But you can't define justice with evidence. Who can define it anyway? Justice just is. God fucking... This man is absolutely the killer. This man is the killer. He's the murderer. He's a killer. He's a criminal. Clearly, obviously. I've never been more sure of anyone's guilt in my entire life. He's obviously a criminal. I don't know what to tell you. This is a crime.
Objection!
Don't make me break out a dictionary on you. Please don't throw the book at me! Tell me the Phantom didn't just make me set up a stupid pun for him. Let's just try not to lose focus, alright? But my justice is crystal clear. What's not clear are your eyes. Wake up and smell the justice.
Silence!
Oh! Enough of your rubbish, Fulbright. If you have even an ounce of justice, then you will answer the court's questions and prove it. Prosecutor Blackquill. Prosecutor Blackquill looks torn. Well, Fulbright was his partner after all. Prosecutor Blackquill is right. The truth will be revealed in the cross-examination. The suspicions against Detective Fulbright are, at this point, only suspicions. As is my duty, I will judge the claims against the detective as impartially as I can. Does anyone have any objections? That's fine, Your Honor. Aha! Now ask away, and don't hold back! Well, there don't appear to be any objections. Very well, Mr. Wright, please begin your cross-examination. Boom, boom. I am the very image, the very model of a modern Major General. The embodiment of justice? Those are just empty words. But they say if you keep saying something, it can eventually become the truth. Isn't that how people make their dreams come true too? By wishing over and over. Alright, let's just move on.
Hold it!
Detective Gaslight. My arguments are hardly far-fetched. They don't have a leak at all. There's careful reasoning behind my theory. Yes, well, apparently there's reasoning behind even a tofu burger. What? But what we have against Miss Sykes, though, is not just reasoning, but solid evidence. And it's called the lighter, with Miss Sykes' fingerprints on it in the victim's blood. Yes, that's true, but... Oh wait, Detective Fulbright was the one who brought that evidence to the trial. If you harbor any suspicions, I suggest you ask Fulbright right down now. Especially about that lighter. He's right, but what exactly should I ask about? The get up and stretch time, perhaps. Also, yes, Matthew, once a weeb, always a weeb. Probably the position of the prints. Please tell the court about the position of the prints on the lighter. They're around the same spot on either side as they would be if she were holding it up. I suppose if it was used to light the room, it would be held that way. Could you please add that statement to your testimony? Prints were placed just the way they would be if someone were holding it lit. Something there.
Hold it!
Yes, Miss Blackwell did mention she saw a lit lighter being held up. Yup, meaning the person Miss Blackwell saw was the owner of the fingerprints. It just strengthens the argument against Miss Sykes. This line of questioning is gonna get me anywhere except conviction land. Should I try asking him something else? The number of prints? How many prints were found exactly? 3. The thumb, the index finger, and the middle of a right hand. There it is! Your Honor, that is an important statement. Could we please have it swapped into my testimony? You got it. He beat me to it. Aha! Be it investigating or testifying, speed is the key. Oh, you done teched up now. Earth emblemated in their left hand. First proper one of the day, so let me just hang on. Objection!
Objection!
You say the prints were from a right hand, is that correct? That's right, very clear prints. But that just doesn't add up. Ah, what doesn't add up? According to Miss Blackquill, who saw the culprit herself, this person held the lighter in their left hand. Oh. So here's the dilemma before us. Why are the prints on the lighter from a right hand instead of a left? Oh. You're right. It doesn't make sense, does it? Your Honor, this lighter can hardly be called incriminating evidence. The witness's claims don't even hold water. Detective Fulbright, I hope you have a good explanation for this. I just can't understand it. They're definitely right-hand prints. Then why are they inconsistent with Miss Blackwell's statement? I've got it! What have you got, Detective? The mirror! The witness must have seen a reflection of the culprit in the mirror. Go on? Miss Blackquill was looking in through the window of Boarding Lounge 1, wasn't she? I believe so. If you mean the little window in the back and to the right of the room. That's right, and across the room on the opposite wall? Oh yeah. There's a large mirror. Oh yeah. Huh, I do remember seeing it. Ah, so are you saying... Yes, the culprit Miss Blackquill saw must have been a reflection of that person in the mirror. Huh. I see. In that case, right and left would appear reversed, wouldn't they? Aha! Now do you see? That's the logic of pure justice.
Objection!
But your argument is only conjecture. You don't have any proof that what Miss Blackquill saw was a reflection.
Silence!
Right, Dono. You'd sooner nick yourself than him like that. Put some more muscle into it. Huh? Haha, that's right! Besides, the lighter couldn't have been in the left hand. And why not? Miss Blackquill said she saw an Earth emblem on the lighter, didn't she? That emblem is only on one side of the lighter. You're right. There's no emblem on the other side. Exactly. As blank and smooth as the judge's fine scalp. Don't go there, my dude. If the culprit had held the lighter in their left hand, they would have covered the emblem. Uh-oh. What's more, this is the kind of lighter you flick open with your thumb before lighting. So if the culprit had held it in their left hand with the emblem out and visible, they wouldn't have been able to open it, let alone light it. But if they had held it in their right hand, they could easily open it and light it. This all means that the culprit was definitely holding the lighter in their right hand. Oh dear. Come back, my beautiful contradiction. It appears you've planted a flower that bears no fruit. See how it withers before my flower of justice. Don't call it that. He's tough. He's managed to discredit almost everything I've proven up to this point. In justice we trust. Now do you see? I'm not this phantom you've been talking about. I mean, are you sure there really is a spy? I bet they're just a figment of your imagination. Oh, it's so sad, so very sad. But I'm afraid Miss Sykes is the culprit.
Hold it!
Holding it. Detective Fulbright, I believe you said that the emblem is only on one side of the lighter. Are you sure about that? Of course I'm sure. Why don't you take a look for yourself and see? Do you see an Earth emblem on both sides of the lighter? I knew it. You're lying, Detective. We can finally do this again! Yay! Pardon me. You mean? Yes, my bracelet reacted to his statement about the emblem. He's definitely hiding something big. I think if we use my talent, we might be able to figure it out. Justice Dono, are you to use that cheat of yours again? Not cheating. It's not cheating, Prosecutor Blackquill! Very well. Whether I like it or not, I suppose we should use whatever works right now. Go on, then. We have Prosecutor Blackquill's reluctant blessing, apparently. Okay, Apollo, you're up. Here goes, then. Detective Fulbright, could you repeat that last statement one more time? What in the world are you up to? All right, fine. I'll say it as many times as you like. Listen carefully. The Earth emblem is only on the side that you can see when held in the right hand. Enhance. Gotcha.
Gotcha!
Detective Fulbright, you might not be aware of it yourself, but whenever you say the phrase, the Earth emblem, your left thumb moves. In fact, it appears as though you're running it along the edge of your holster. Mr. Lawyer, I don't have the foggiest notion of what you're talking about. Be that as it may, I know it has something to do with the lighter. Let me examine it. But why? You're not making any sense. You can't just...
Silence!
Can't do, bitch. Be still and do as you're told, Fulbright. If you have nothing to hide, you shouldn't mind them having a look-see, should you? What? Not you too, Prosecutor Blackquill. I'm not sure what this is all about, but if Prosecutor Blackquill insists, there must be something important. I will allow the defense to examine the lighter. Good, now maybe we'll learn something new. I hope so. Now let's check every inch of this thing. Oh boy. Ugh, back is covered with blood. Say, do you notice anything funny about this blood stain? You're right, it suddenly breaks off unnaturally. Supposedly the lighter was held with the right hand so that the emblem was visible. If so, the print should be around the emblem and on the lid where you open it. You're right, there's definitely something off here. I'm gonna take your word for it. Because I got a thing with visualizing things. So this is the Earth emblem Detective Fulbright was talking about. See anything noteworthy? Huh? Hey, look at this! The emblem's actually some kind of button? Fuck off! You fuck right off! Are you kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me? Fuck you! Fuck you! Oh, fuck you! Oh my god. Wow, it transformed into something. A handle? A trigger? Is this what I think it is? There's no question, it seems. What you have there is a gun. A what? A gun. So that's it. Your Honor, please recall this morning's trial when Director Cosmos was on the stand. The bullet that hit the oxygen tank was extremely small, maybe a 10 caliber. This little compact gun probably takes bullets of that caliber. It looks like this is the gun that was fired at the scene. I'm flabbergasted. The lighter was a gun. The statue was a clock, so when Detective Fulbright would touch his holster, that's right, whenever he mentioned the Earth emblem, he must have subconsciously thought about the secret behind the lighter. In other words, he knew it was a gun from the very beginning. A lighter that transforms into a gun seems like a spy gadget to me. It's not the kind of thing any ordinary person can get their hands on. In fact, I'd say it's strictly in the domain of elite spies. Detective Fulbright, you will explain yourself. There's nothing for me to explain. I didn't know the lighter could transform. I mean, it was found in the Space Museum and then I brought it straight in. I didn't even have time to check it out.
Objection!
Whenever you mentioned the Earth emblem, you touched your holster. You subconsciously did that because you knew it was a gun. Accuse me all you want, but where's your proof? Do you have any evidence that I knew the lighter was a gun? Not exactly. And whose prints are on it? Miss Sykes' print. It proves that she's the culprit who fired the gun at the scene. It would appear that the detective is right. Are you guys really trying to prove your client innocent or what? Although it pains me to do this, now that we are where we are, I have to make the following assertions, coming from the prosecution side. What? The person who fired the gun at Director Cosmos in the lounge after the incident, and the person Miss Blackquill saw holding the lighter, and the person who murdered Mr. Terran, and the person who bombed the Space Center, are all the defendant, Athena Sykes. The prints on the lighter are decisive proof. No! Aha! Now do you see? A man on the side of justice couldn't possibly be the culprit. And I think this about sums up Miss Sykes' part in that whole affair. The evidence certainly does seem to pinpoint the defendant's guilt. Do you have anything to say, Prosecutor Blackquill? Evidence is everything in court. Therefore, Fulbright's claims stand firm. Don't worry about it, Scrixie. But calm down, Apollo. He's just saying that because he has to as the prosecutor. Mr. Lawyer, our job is to pursue criminals in the name of justice. You shouldn't cast suspicion on people based on something as dubious as a habit. In fact, you have a bad habit of showing up in court with an awful case of bedhead. Hey!
Objection!
Objection, fuck you! Says the man who wears sunglasses at night. If it's proof you want, it's proof you'll get. I'll prove that this lighter is not Miss Sykes, but yours. Sounds like you've hit on something, Apollo. It's just, if the prints on the lighter are the basis for accusing Athena, I think we should reconsider the credibility of the evidence itself. You mean you think this lighter might be forged evidence? That's right. It could all be part of Fulbright's bigger plot. Did he do anything out of the ordinary while I was off on my own? I can definitely think of a few things. It is indeed. Have a look at this. What's this? A lighter. Detective, we'd like to run a comparison on some prints we found in the boarding lounge. Ah, yes, I just happen to have compiled the print data of everyone related to this case. I can always make another copy for myself, so it's all yours. Consider it a gift. If we assume he's been laying a big trap for us all along, There's gotta be something off about this piece of evidence. What's wrong with the lighter as a piece of evidence? Good question. Now, can I look at it some more? Can I look at it again? No. Sick. I suppose... If she stabbed Clay with this knife, there's no blood on the handle, which seems to me that her hands would have been clean. So then how did she get the blood on her hand? Baby? It's that or where? Well, they're not showing me a health bar, so yeah, sure, fuck it. No, I guess I don't see anything strange about how the prints were left on the lighter. Oh. Nothing unusual about the angle of the prints or how they're patchy in places, but there's gotta be something off about this piece of it. Why even give me the choice, then? Anything odd about where the prints are? Hello, Hat. How are you? No, I guess if it was fired as a gun, that's about where the prints would be, but... there's gotta be something off about... What do you mean? Are they really Athena's fingerprints? They definitely match her print data. But what about the data itself? Oh. Well, I'm sure you can walk, right? Sure. Detective Fulbright, you were the one who provided us with the lighter and print data. Isn't that correct? Yes, what about it? You say Miss Sykes' prints matched the print data. But I have to wonder, was the data you used official? Mr. Wright, are you suggesting that the evidence may have been fabricated? I guess there's only one way to find out. Let's re-examine the prints. Using the official sanctioned print data of the people involved in this case. What? You dare insult the epitome of justice and integrity? There's no need for such antics.
Silence!
Your Honor, I lent my voice to the defense's request. You must allow the test to be rerun. Very well then. Bailiff? Hello, Taka. Ah, it appears the official data is here. And the results? It's just as the defense claims. This proves that the prints on the lighter do not belong to the defendant. Ugh. Yes. The fingerprints actually belong to the victim, Mr. Clay Taryn. Those were Clay's fingerprints on the lighter? It's a staple of the Ace Attorney franchise, Matthew. It's always fun, even with this fucker. I see. Come to think of it. Wasn't it you, Fulbright, who collected the victim's prints? Oh yeah. I personally removed his glove during the investigation. We had to get his fingerprints to confirm his identity after all. When you took the deceased's fingerprints, you could have easily planted his prints on the lighter with his blood, after which you wiped the blood off his hand. Ugh. By your own admission, you were also the one who compiled the phony print data. All to put the blame on Miss Sykes. Ah! This ploy must have been to distract us from the Phantom who was behind everything. You were out to create the impression that the Phantom wasn't the true culprit. So does this mean Detective Fulbright really is the Phantom? Remember the killer's escape route. No ordinary person would have been fearless enough to attempt it. Nobody but the Phantom, the man with no emotions, could have done it. Detective Fulbright, you were the only one who could have used that escape route. Fulbright, are you really the Phantom? Answer me, or so help me I will slash you to tiny slivers where you stand. Alright, I'll talk. I confess. I'm not the Phantom.
Silence.
It's all over. Now be a man and admit it already. Unnecessarily gendered. But I'm not a spy! I'm an undercover investigator. I've actually been after the Phantom myself. Do I believe you? An undercover investigator? That sounds less than wholesome to me. Your Honor! Your Honor! Sir! A person who hides his identity and secretly investigates in order to uncover information. And that's what you really are, Fulbright. Yeah, it's a flawless plan. That's right, I was working to track down the Phantom, but sadly, even though I was supposed to catch the spy ended up catching me. He took my family hostage and forced me to cooperate with him. You have a family? What?
Objection!
You're telling us this now? But if what you say is true, then who was the mystery person Miss Blackquill and Mr. Starbuck saw? It was the Phantom, I tell you! All I did was help him by having that emergency ladder lowered for him.
Objection!
I don't believe you. Then how do you explain the fabricated lighter? That was also one of the Phantom's demands. Being the detective in charge of the case, it was easy for me to fabricate evidence. Pinning the crime on Athena Sykes was just another one of the Phantom's orders. And do you expect me to buy that? Fulbright, what was the Phantom's ultimate objective? I was told it was to sabotage the rocket launch. Someone who didn't want the launch to happen must have given him the order. Actually, I have to apologize to you too. The Phantom told me to get close to you. Oh, the betrayal. He ordered me to get back that psych profile you have on him. So he sent a buzzard of his own to tail me this past year, did he? I haven't been a champion of justice. I've just been a pawn of evil. A pawn of the Phantom who stole the moon rock and killed Dr. Sykes 7 years ago. Enough, Fulbright. Just tell us the Phantom's true identity. I don't know. He was very careful to hide it. He has top secret information for all kinds of corporations and countries. But there's a number of organizations that want him dead. If people believed I was the Phantom, I could be killed on the spot. Why, I bet even now. Hang on, wait. Oh, what's this red laser on my face? There are assassins lurking nearby. This case is about the Phantom after all. With the ceiling blown off, I suppose you are vulnerable to a sniper's shot in this courtroom. Just 2 seconds ago, Fulbright was treating Athena like a criminal. Does he really think he's going to lie his way out of it now? But on the surface, everything does seem to make sense. This could be bad, Mr. Wright, if we can't find a flaw in his logic. He's right. After we've come all this way, we can't let Fulbright wiggle free now. There, I finally told the truth. Now I hope you see how foolish it was to think I was the Phantom. That's a new sprite. You're an intelligent man, Prosecutor Blackquill. You believe me, right? I believe you. I don't think you're the Phantom. What? How can you say that, Prosecutor Blackquill? It's obvious he's the Phantom.
Silence!
Evidence is everything, right, Dono? And you must admit there's no clear evidence that Fulbright is the Phantom. Ugh. Yes, as I recall, the only solid proof we've seen up to this point is the fact that Detective Fulbright fabricated evidence. Yeah. But... I've known Fulbright here for a year now. And all this time, he's been quite intent on rehabilitating me. I don't believe his efforts were a lie. Prosecutor Blackquill! This fool truly thought he could reform a death row inmate like me. He went so out of his way in his efforts for me. He actually became quite a nuisance, really. Oh, Prosecutor Blackquill, you believe me. Please tell me Prosecutor Blackquill hasn't really been taken in by this big phony. However, even if it was against your will, you still acted as the Phantom's accomplice. You will have to pay the price for that. Throw yourself at my mercy, and don't you ever betray me again. Have you got that? Yes, thank you. Oh, thank you. Such a bond of trust is a rare and beautiful thing. In any case, it looks like everything has been resolved. I can now hand down a not guilty verdict with confidence. No. Very good, I'm very glad to hear it. It's all over. Everything's been cleared up, and Miss Sykes will go free as well. No. Mr. Wright, we can't let the trial end here. If we do, the Phantom, the man who killed Clay, will get away. I know. But... what do I do? I don't have any proof that Detective Fulbright is the Phantom. Is this it? Is he gonna just get away like that? Now, if you'll excuse me, my next investigation awaits. And with that... I'm off! Hold it. Hold it! The defense? No, wait, not the defense. The defendant feels it's not time for a verdict yet and would like to see this trial continue. What? But I was just about to declare you innocent of all charges. It just doesn't feel right to be standing here. Hey, Apollo, think you could scooch over? Okay, this is a good bit. This is an excellent gag. The move to 3D was probably almost certainly a good idea. This is very good. I'm quite pleased with this. Athena, what are you doing? Hope we don't get held in contempt of court. I have some questions for you, Detective Fulbright. Are you relieved that you're no longer under suspicion of being the Phantom? Are you grateful to Prosecutor Blackquill for what he's done for you? Of course I am, and I'm truly grateful from the bottom of my heart. Athena, where are you going with these questions? I have yet to hear a single emotion behind any of Detective Fulbright's words, boss. The suspicion against him has been cleared up, but he's not feeling happy at all. What does that mean? We may not have any evidence, but the heart doesn't lie. That's it! With your special ability, we just might be able to stop him. Your Honor, the detective has been deeply traumatized by our accusations. Yes, well, even before all this, I thought he was a rather odd fellow. If he doesn't get counseling right away, who knows what might happen to him? Prosecutor Blackquill, can you believe the nonsense the defense is spouting? Fulbright, I think you'd better have that counseling. Not you too. You've been making batty remarks ever since you were accused of being the Phantom. Such as, you're an undercover investigator, and your family has been taken hostage. I fear you might have finally lost it. But I thought you believed me!
Silence!
Oh, how you amuse me so. Have we ever heard him laugh before? I don't think we have. Huh. Well, this is new and exciting. What the fuck is going on here? That was an excellent bit of psychological manipulation just now, Simon! Christ. I knew you would catch on, Athena. Huh? Mind filling me in here? Guess we left you in the dust, huh, Mr. Wright? Simon was only pretending to believe Detective Fulbright. Because he knew I'd notice if there was a lack of emotions like joy or relief in his response. So he gave me the chance to take a listen. And listen I did to the voice of Detective Fulbright's heart. Gaslighting for justice. What? You two were working together just now? Come now, Athena. Show us what's inside Fulbright's heart. You got it. Time to check out the instant replay. Widget, mon ami, let's do this. Huh. Even with all his over-the-top expressions and gestures, he's registering no emotion at all? It's just like I thought, and right in line with the Phantom Psych profile. Detective Fulbright, this lack of emotion proves you're the Phantom. Hey, what's that weird watch? Hey, what's going on? Wait, hold it. What do you think you're doing, Detective? Me? I'm not doing anything. He's trying to hack into the Mood Matrix program. I can't do anything with it like this. Ah! Good bird. Fancy device you have there, but I'll tolerate no cheating, thank you. Sorry about that. As an undercover agent, I tend to use my secret arsenal without even thinking. More like as a spy. Thanks, Prosecutor Blackwell. There, now that you can't hack me anymore, I dare you to try to hide your lack of emotions from us. Lack of emotion? What are you talking about? Of course I have feelings. As a matter of fact, you've wounded me very deeply with that accusation. What's going on? All of a sudden I'm getting an overwhelmingly happy reading. Huh? But he's literally crying us a river over there. Oops, my mistake. How about this? Arr! Yikes, now he's angry all of a sudden? What's he trying to pull? Like as not, it would appear our friend is not completely without emotion. It's just as it says in Dr. Sykes' profile of the Phantom. The subject has a unique psychological makeup, with almost no emotional fluctuation. Oh, I get it. So he has some emotions, right? Precisely. Which leads me to wonder why you can't sense any emotions from him at all. I believe it's most likely because he is controlling his emotions. Very good, Prosecutor Blackwell. You are correct. It's the result of my daily training. A very important skill for us undercover investigators, you know. More like for us spies. Seriously. And I wonder why he suddenly showed several strong emotions. Wait a minute. I think I know. I sense there's a feeling you're trying to hide with your exaggerated emotions, Detective. A feeling I'm trying to hide? That's a good one. You're the ones who've been saying I'm the Phantom because I don't have any emotions. I was just trying to show you the range of deep emotions I truly possess. Then you have no objections to me analyzing you, right? No, analyze away. But I will state it again. I am not the Phantom. And be forewarned that your analysis will have no effect. Because you're about to see what an undercover agent can really do. Oh boy. Oh.
Got it!
I found it. I found the one emotion you're truly feeling. What? Hidden in the middle of that chaotic storm, I saw one emotion that never disappeared. When you talked about the moon rock, you felt a fear that wouldn't fade. Fear, huh? A fear that a man with hardly any emotions feels, huh? And it was a response to that moon rock. Detective Fulbright, I presume you feel fear concerning the moon rock because you fucking lost it, my dude. You lost it. You lost the precious moon rock you went to so much trouble to get, didn't you? And that frustration has turned into fear in your heart. Oh, it's so frustrating. I can't stand it. Not so sure a man who could make that 20-foot leap would feel fear about that. Did I... A spy might fear the most coming from our discussions earlier. You tried but failed to steal the moon rock. That's... I don't think that... Oh. Okay, fine. Fine, jeez. Don't everyone jump on the Phoenix hype train all at once now. Yeah, okay, fine. Fine. Of course! I got it first try. That's it! Enough, Fulbright. Just tell us the Phantom's true identity. I don't know. He was very careful to hide it. He has top secret information for all kinds of corporations and countries. There's a number of organizations that want him dead. If people believed I was the Phantom, I could be killed on the spot. Why, I bet even now. There are assassins lurking nearby. This case is about the Phantom after all. Detective Fulbright, I think I know why you would feel afraid. You're afraid that the moon rock will somehow reveal your identity. If his identity were revealed, he would be killed immediately. And that's certainly enough to make even the Phantom feel afraid. Me? Afraid? I don't even know what you're talking about. There really is something about the moon rock that would reveal his identity. Apparently so. Wait a minute. Maybe the Phantom didn't so much steal the moon rock, but more like he had to take it with him, because there was something on it that would reveal his true identity. What? Where do you think you're going? Sir? Me? I'm not going anywhere. Is it just me, or was he going to use that weird watch thing to try to get away? He absolutely did! But he did get away! What do you mean? How many more of those toys does he have? Where can I get myself some? Where does he get these wonderful toys? Detective Fulbright, you will answer honestly to this court right now. Why do you feel fear in connection with the moon rock? In justice we trust, not emotions, Mr. Lawyer. Evidence is everything. I'm the Phantom because I'm afraid. Don't make me laugh. Were those caltrops? Ah! And what was that just now? Oh my gosh, can you imagine playing that on the 3DS and seeing it in 3D? In glorious 3D! Oh, it's coming right at you! Oh! But all human beings have hearts and experience emotions. Sometimes analyzing a case from the psychological perspective is the best way to find the truth. Ah! It's all just a waste of time. All your efforts and analysis serve no purpose. And now, in this dark age of the law, nobody would believe your claim that it's effective. In an era when evidence is fabricated, do you truly expect feelings to be accepted as proof? And where exactly is your proof that I fear the moon rock anyway? Well, I admit I don't have any conventional proof, but I still say that examining a person's heart has its merits. Oh, really? Then why don't you listen carefully with those special ears of yours? Listen. What do your special ears hear? My brand! Listen to the voices of the hearts of the people in the gallery. All I hear is distrust. As you can see, the people are on my side, because all they see is a strange little girl using a weird little machine. But it's not like I use analytical psychology to falsely accuse people. No, that's the prosecution's job. Uh-oh, he's got Athena doubting herself. Miss Sykes' analytical psychology has breathed new life into the courtroom. Breathed? Right? Breathed. Yeah, sure. It has freed the hearts of many witnesses and has been key in getting to the truth. What nonsense. Your Honor, the defense's claim is a false one. I don't feel any kind of fear when it comes to the moon rock. See. Very well. I will give the opinion of this court. In a trial, I don't feel that a person's emotions are quite as compelling as actual evidence is. But, Your Honor... There, you see? Nobody believes you and your trumped-up charges. However, I do believe Miss Sykes' analyses can contribute to making the truth clear. I have seen her do this firsthand several times already. Surely you jest. So does this mean you'll accept my findings in this trial, Your Honor? I will indeed. And don't call me Shirley. Yes, I believe your claim, Miss Sykes. I think there is merit in examining why the witness feels fear in regard to the moon rock. That is the court's opinion on this matter. By the court, I mean me. Then that's a win for me. No, a win for analytical psychology. Yay. Now, Mr. Phantom, you will tell this court the reason for your fear. Analytical psychology. My fears. Fine. I'll show you precisely why those abstract things can't be considered evidence. My fear of the moon rock. I felt fear when I thought about the moon rock because it reminded me of the Phantom. Yes, I'm very afraid of him because he took my family hostage. What reason would the Phantom have to be afraid of the moon rock? None at all. So the very fact that I'm afraid of the moon rock means I'm not him. In fact, I'm on the side of justice. And there you have it. Now do you see why I'm afraid of the moon rock? Sure, you sound convincing enough. But so does any 2-bit con artist. It's all meaningless in the absence of evidence. Oh god, not the watch. Stop it! Oh, fuck. They're sword fighting in court. The Phantom is like the mist. No flesh, no bones. My sword alone cannot cut it right, Dono. Huh? With your deductive reasoning and the body of evidence before us, let us send this miserable Phantom fellow to the other world together. You and I, Prosecutor Blackquill. Edward's gonna get jealous. We have a duty to bring the Phantom down and restore the people's faith in the courts. Indeed. By covering for Athena, I allowed the Phantom to escape. And as a prosecutor, I gave birth to the people's mistrust with my murder conviction. There's another way you could have phrased that, I'm sure. I bear part of the responsibility as well, for being suspected of forging evidence and losing my attorney's badge as a result. Well, that's Kristoff's fault. And we hate him. The two of us and the Phantom were there at the beginning of the Dark Age of the Law. And Kristoff. Then it is also our burden to cut away the foul specter we created, is it not? Until all that remains is the righteousness of the court and the faith of the people. Trust, understanding, ha! Fragile ideals of the masses who are controlled by emotion. Humans can't truly trust each other, which is exactly why the illusion of trust is so enticing.
Objection!
Objection. We're having a moment. Excuse us. We're having a moment. We're having an anime moment where we believe in the power of friendship and overcome any obstacles that we may face because we have each other. Once two people overcome their misgivings, that's where real trust is to be found. You're free to believe what you want, but trust like that is stronger than you and your lies. Always. Boom, boom. I feel like this is the key line. Key line. We'll come back to that.
Hold it!
It only reminded you of the Phantom? Don't make me laugh. You are the Phantom! Evidence is everything in a court of law. Or did you forget? I was forced to testify over a silly thing like feelings. But those tactics won't work from here on out. You need real evidence. Okay, I think that's them telling me that I need to present evidence instead of pressing.
Hold it!
You can't think of a single reason that the Phantom might be afraid of the rock. I thought the Phantom wasn't even supposed to have any feelings. How can someone like me, with my wealth of emotions, be expected to understand the guy? Phantom, a person with very few emotions, would only be afraid of something really big, like his cover getting blown big. I'm willing to bet that the moon rock has something to do with his identity. But what? Maybe the Phantom's fingerprints are on the rock. But fingerprints can be wiped off. Then maybe he wanted the rock so bad he literally drooled on it and left his DNA. Athena. We're dealing with a spy here, Athena, not a slob. True. But maybe the DNA part isn't too far off. Oh god, you jizzed on the rock. Huh? Something unexpected happened to him during the incident 7 years ago. He got his blood on it. His blood! I just know I have something that can show why the Phantom is afraid of the moon rock. Oh yeah. I'll continue with my testimony. The blood! Objection.
Objection!
Detective Fulbright, I assume you know what this is. Of course, that's the knife the Phantom used to kill Clay Terran. That's right. And the exact same type of knife Miss Sykes used 7 years ago when she stabbed the Phantom's hand. Yes, that was discussed earlier, as I recall. You dodged it first, so I only got his clothes. But I tried again. And this time you got him, didn't you? I did. I remember it clearly now. The knife went into the back of his hand. Hand. Miss Sykes then stated that she remembers the culprit bleeding. It's my theory that the culprit's blood got on the moon rock. And he was afraid that if the blood was analyzed, his true identity would be revealed. That explains why the Phantom had to remove the moon rock from the crime scene. You mean if we ran the analysis now, we'd know who the Phantom is? Yes, I suppose so. But unfortunately, the moon rock in question is missing. That may be so, but I'm certain I can explain what happened to it in great detail. I have a horrible feeling of what's about to happen. I have a horrible, horrible feeling. Carry on. You can? Of course. You don't actually expect us to believe that, do you? Because you don't fool me. Ah! What this court needs is a bully-free zone. Oh, he wants a safe space. Ah, the infamous sword of the beguiling bluff. Its edge is without compare. Come now, ready it with me and show us just how finely it cuts. Your Honor, this is an outrage! Oh, I mean, this is an outrage! Ah! Go on, Wright, Dono. Let's start with something that's been bothering me for a while. Now, the culprit supposedly removed the moon rock from the lab. But in this video of him, it's nowhere to be seen. Oh, you're right. But here's something to consider. What if the Phantom hid the moon rock somewhere at the scene of the crime? Good thinking, boss. Security was super tight at the Space Center back then. All that in spite of the Space Center having very strict security in those days. All personal effects were examined thoroughly, coming or going. You couldn't even smuggle a withered old leaf through those checkpoints. Does this mean that the moon rock is still somewhere in the Space Center? No. In the name of justice, I proclaim that's impossible. Unlike the get up and stretch chime. Everybody get up and stretch. Okay, I went and refilled my water as well. Okie dokie. That's impossible. And why is that? The Space Center was searched from top to bottom, and especially the lab, but the moon rock was never found. Ah, how could I forget about that? A sad but true fact. We still haven't a grasp on how it was done. But the Phantom made the moon rock vanish into the ether. There's no way it just disappeared. Logic and evidence tells us otherwise. And the law of conservation of matter. The Phantom didn't have the moon rock on him when he left the lab. Yet a thorough police search didn't turn up anything. And it never turned up in the 7 years after that either. The Phantom made the rock disappear without physically removing it himself. But how? There must have been a way. Think, Phoenix, think! How did the moon rock vanish from the robotics lab? So can you or can you not show what happened to the moon rock, Mr. Wright? I can, actually. Yes, I can, Your Honor. What? Oops, sorry, I mean... What? Huh? In that case, let's have your answer, Mr. Wright. How did the Phantom make the moon rock disappear from the crime scene? Take that.
Take that!
That's the Hope capsule, right? Hope, Hope, Hope. The one that went up with the Hat 1 rocket. He couldn't carry the rock out, but he couldn't leave it in the center to be found either. So there was only one safe place to stash it. The Hope capsule that was there in the lab that day. Yes, and the team must have loaded it onto the Hope space probe eventually. But if that's what happened, the moon rock would have been launched up into space along with the rocket. Preposterous! It would mean that for these past 7 years, the moon rock was in space! Exactly. The Phantom got rid of the moon rock in the most cosmic way he knew how. Which is why he needed to get that. Which is why he needed to get it back. Good, good. It was out there in the depths of space. Aboard the Hope space probe. What? Order. I understand now. The Phantom's original scheme was to sabotage the Hat One anyway. Oh yeah, and that. The villain used his primary objective to conveniently kill 2 birds with 1 stone. I love birds! That's right. He planned for the moon rock to be turned into cosmic dust out in space, thereby destroying the one piece of evidence that could reveal his true identity. But Mr. Starbuck and the others foiled the Phantom's plot. The Hope space probe sailed off safely on its mission and returned 7 years later. What if the container was like super radiation safe? Is that a thing? With the capsule in tow. Ah! If we analyze the blood on the moon rock, it should make one thing crystal clear. That you were the Phantom all along, Detective Fulbright. So he killed Clay just so he could get the moon rock back. I believe so. His original assignment may have been just to sabotage the Hat too, but at the same time, he also had to retrieve the evidence of his crime 7 years ago. That's why he went to the boarding lounge and attacked Clay as he made his escape out of the rocket with the capsule. That was a very messy cut of the map, and then to Apollo for like half a second, and then over here. No, it's fine. It's completely fine. But in the end, it was all he could do just to escape himself, so he didn't get the capsule. Clay must have done everything he could to stop Fulbright. He probably hung on to that capsule for all he was worth until his very last breath. Oh, this is so funny. You make me laugh. You really do. Boy, he's totally out of whack now. It's game over for you, Detective Fulbright. Game over, man. Why don't you just admit to all of it now? There's nothing to admit. I'm Bobby Fulbright, undercover investigator, I tell you. I am not the Phantom. The blood on the rock is just another one of his schemes. A trap. Oh, so you admit there's blood on the rock. Now I'm not sure what to think. I suppose if the Phantom's a spy worth his salt, a trap is not out of the question.
Objection!
But in that case, you could say anything is a trap. That's what makes a trap a trap. I've been framed into taking the blame for the Phantom. Your Honor, I believe further investigation is in order.
Silence!
Further investigation. More like plotting your escape. But no more. I will bring you to justice myself if I must. Here and now. I guess it's time to show you just what I'm really capable of. Die, Simon Blackquill! What? Hey, you guys aren't really... holding it. Ah! Milesy! Hello! It looks like I made it just in time. Edgeworth? Edgeworth! I have good news for you, Mr. Wright. I've uncovered some very crucial facts. Did you find something out about the... Did you find something out about the Phantom's true identity? You might say that. I started by looking into the first people on the scene 7 years ago. All three, an employee and 2 officers, were registered in the robot's recognition systems. But none of them looked the least bit like Detective Fulbright. That's not good. But there's more. I've yet to share my most important finding. Mr. Wright, Prosecutor Blackquill, you'd best brace yourselves. Uh-oh. That's him bracing. The man you see there before you, Bobby Fulbright, is already long dead. How about that? Huh? What's that supposed to mean? An unidentified body that was found... Wrong British man. An unidentified body that was found a year ago has now been proven to possess Bobby Fulbright's fingerprints. Then does this mean... Yes, that man there is an impostore, pretending to be Bobby Fulbright. He was sus all along. An imposter? Then this man is a sussy bugger. Who in the world is he? Oh, we have question marks now. Enough of your trickery. If you will not reveal yourself to us, then I shall do it for you. I was not expecting that. Oh. 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 Okay. I didn't like that. I didn't like that at all. I thought he was just gonna knock his glasses off. Oh, that was upsetting. Oh, I didn't like that. I didn't like that at all. And just like that, he's back to being a convicted murderer. It was nice while it lasted. His face! Oh, look what you did to my mask. Mask? What is the meaning of this, witness? Okay, you got me. I guess I have to show you who I really am now. I don't like this. Wait, but that's... Hey, Apollo! Yup, it's me, Solomon Starbuck. I don't believe you for a moment. Mr. Starbuck, that can't be right. You can't really be the Phantom, can you?
Silence!
Of course not. The real Starbuck was aboard the Hat 1, which was set to be destroyed. Yeah, this is just another mask. I mean, didn't I tell you? I'm an undercover investigator. I can change identities at will. I can be anyone I want.
Objection!
Not so fast. I have the Phantom psych profile right here. If we compile a psych profile on you and compare the results, it will prove that you're the Phantom. Who is it now? Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. It's time for me to show you the real meaning of the phrase. The end Oh no, 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 no. Those were, no, 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 no. No, I hate it here. No, 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 no. No, no, no. No, 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 no. No. I hate it here. No, no. How did he get his teeth back? I hate it here. I cannot accept such evidence here, Miss Sykes. Professor Means! Mask? I'll take what I want by any means necessary. Now give me that evidence. Huh? Uh-oh. Time to take out the trash. Permanently. Great. How could you? Now do you see how powerful the end justifies the means can be?
Silence!
How pathetic. You can't even speak without wearing another man's face. Ah, but that's the life of an undercover agent for you. My real face has no meaning or value to me at all. Can we get a different mask at least? Please, I'm begging you. Or perhaps it really is the case that you don't even know who you are anymore. What must you see when you look in a mirror, Mr. Phantom? Not an awful lot, I'd wager. Well, aren't you just the master of psychology, Blackquill? That's right. I don't know who I am. I am always living as someone else for my assignments. I don't remember what my face looks like. Or even what my personality was like. My face, memories, personality, beliefs, emotions, and soul. I left them all behind. Oh, he really is Agent 47, huh? I have no self. I am no one. I am nothing but an endless abyss. That's just a mood. Ain't that just a mood and a half? What's with this guy? Is he even still human? And now we resume with your lesson, Professor Wright. Oh, huh? I believe you made this argument earlier. If you were to analyze the blood on the moon rock, you could prove that I am the Phantom. Can we please get a different mask? I believe there was blood on the moon rock in that capsule. Now that we know you aren't even Bobby Fulbright, your claims of a phantom trap won't work anymore. Ugh. Then why don't you bring this moon rock in? This decisive evidence from the Hope capsule? I think I will do just that. Get ready, because the Hope capsule is about to seal your... Fuck! It was the courtroom bombing from the other day. Yay, yay, yay. The capsule was there in the courtroom as evidence and was blown to smithereens. It looks like you have finally caught on. Full marks for the defense for effort. But what a shame your hope was lost in that courtroom explosion. So that's the real reason this courtroom was blown up. It was all for the Phantom to destroy that one piece of evidence. I can't believe it. Have we really reached a dead end after coming all this way? Has the only evidence we have on this guy really been destroyed? How dare you continue to call me the Phantom? As I've said all along, I'm just a nameless undercover agent.
Objection!
And the defense will continue to assert that you're the Phantom. Furthermore, we have proof. Or at least a prayer. I'm afraid that won't do, Mr. Wright. There is no God in this courtroom. At least put some weight behind your swing, right, Dono? I know! I'm trying! There's only one thing that can unmask this menace, the moon rock. That was blown to bits in the courtroom bombing. And yet, is it really gone without a trace? What if some tiny part, some little fragment still exists? Yes, and you can see the stolen moon rock there, too, dude. Strange black and yellow thing on the left side of the picture. Very well, Mr. Wright, let's see your proof. What evidence will finally prove the Phantom's identity? Well, it's a 50-50, and I'm gonna go with the smart one first. Take that.
Take that!
Isn't that the bomb that blew up the courtroom? And the moon rock along with it? Are you saying this will reveal the Phantom's identity? Yes, Your Honor. Focus your attention on this photo taken after the bombing, specifically right meow. And
Take that!
please take a look at this newspaper article. Look at this photograph. This article about the hat one? Now please note the strange black and yellow rock there on the left. That's the moon rock. And when we look at this photo of the bomb fragments... Boop! See how there's a rock-like object with the same coloration? Oh my, yes, I see it! It would seem that the moon rock was much more durable than the Phantom thought. If we take a look at all the fragments that the police found, we'll likely find one with blood. And DNA testing on that blood will prove that the witness is indeed the Phantom. But that's impossible. Yeah, no, the earring is the long shot. Because, you know, now that I think about it, yeah, it was made by her mother and given to her before she was killed. So that'd be awfully impressive. Well, hang on, I guess some of the blood could have, like, splattered onto the earring, but that's not the point here. But that's impossible. A surprise, to be sure. That's one bloody tough rock. Let us have the fragments tested straight away. Oh, and you'll be having a DNA test too. Bright. Bailiff, contact the police department immediately and order the testing. 30 minutes later. Good bird. Prosecutor Blackwell, what did the test results show? There was a rock fragment that had blood on it that appeared to be several years old. DNA testing revealed. Well, I'm sure you know full well what it revealed. They confirmed it was the witness's blood, didn't they? There's no use in trying to talk your way out of it anymore. Admit it, you are the Phantom.
Objection!
What? Huh? Mr. Wright, did you just raise an objection to yourself? No, I didn't say a word. That was my objection, Apollo. Huh? Fuck off. Oh, this is a much better mask. I like this one way more. Phoenix, question mark? It was a pretty good objection too, don't you think? This is excellent. Now he's me? So, did you have an objection or not, Mr. Wright? Huh? Oh, no, not really, Your Honor. No, not you, Mr. Wright. I mean the witness, Mr. Wright. Could this trial get any more insane? Oh, I think it could. Mr. Wright, this fragment of the rock in the photograph, and those just like it. How can you be sure they're pieces of the same moon rock that was at the robotics lab? Are you for real? Care to explain what you mean? They really are R10. Well, there may have been a rock or two in the courtroom that had my blood on it. But how do you know they're not just rocks? You can't prove they're the moon rock, right?
Objection!
Don't be absurd. Just compare the fragment with the rock in the newspaper article. Anybody can see they're the same. They have the exact same coloration. Also, if we did like a scientific analysis, well, never mind. The rocks weren't analyzed yet.
Objection!
But maybe some other rock with the same coloration happened to be in the courtroom. It's highly unlikely. Excuse me, a rock with such a unique appearance just happened to be here. But you can't deny it's a possibility.
Objection!
But your blood was found on one of the fragments. Apollo, there's nothing suspicious about my blood being on a piece of rock. And why not? I know it sounds like an excuse, but several years ago, I tripped and fell in this very courtroom and was hurt pretty badly. Maybe that's how my blood found its way onto a piece of rubble. Even he must realize how ridiculous that sounds. And yet I suppose it's not completely out of the question. I see you're starting to sweat, Mr. Wright. I thought that the worst of times are when lawyers have to force their biggest smiles. Oh, that's terrifying. I hate that. You're the last person I want to hear that from. Well, then why don't we get those fragments analyzed? We could ask an expert to verify if they were from the moon rock in the robotics lab or not. I'm sorry, but I'm afraid that just isn't going to be possible. And why not? In order to prove that the fragments are from what you say they are from, you'd need a sample of the moon rock from 7 years ago to compare it with. There it is! There it is! But that moon rock doesn't exist anymore and there's no sample data left either. So you see, short of going back in time, there's no way to prove that any of the fragments are from that moon rock. Oh, no! There it is. There's really no way to prove it? Are you finally ready to throw in the towel?
Objection!
Objection, fuck you. So the moon rock doesn't exist anymore, huh? That's right. It was such a valuable rock, too. A shame, really. But it's lost to us forever. He's wrong. It's not completely lost. There's another piece of it, right here by our side. A shining fragment of hope that can turn everything around. The final piece of evidence to put this phantom away for good. The defense has a piece of evidence that completely contradicts your claim. You have what now? A final fragment of hope that was passed down with great love and care. We do? We do. Even if the person holding it hasn't realized it yet. Is this true, Mr. Wright? Pay no attention to him, Your Honor. He's just bluffing as usual. I wonder if you'll be able to force your biggest smile when you see what I've got. Try me. Piece of evidence that shows the original moon rock isn't completely lost? My badge! But just about the only things my mother left me with are widget, and this earring. Maybe she did love me in her own way. Athena, you may not know it, but your mother left with you a very important piece of evidence. She did? You're bluffing. You don't have anything of the kind. Oh, but we do. Evidence that will finally corner you. Because we have a moon rock of our own. Yeah! Oh! You mean... Exactly. A gift Dr. Sykes left her daughter. An item Athena has cherished and worn all these years. As distant as Dr. Sykes may have seemed to her daughter, that fragment of her love will shake off the darkness of the past and give us all hope for the future. This is the Defense's sample of the moon rock.
Take that!
That's your sample? This earring that Miss Sykes always wears was made from that original moon rock. What? All this time? It was right here all along? No. It can't be. If the composition of the bombed fragments and the earring are found to be a match, then it will prove beyond the shadow of a doubt the origin of the fragment in this photo. And since the test results show that the blood on the fragments was yours, this means that the identity you tried so hard to hide will finally be revealed. The identity I tried to hide? I don't have an identity to hide. I may not have Athena's ears, but now even I can hear the fear in your voice. Fear. I don't feel fear. I left all of my emotions behind years ago.
Objection!
Every human being feels fear. You simply can't face the emotions inside you. You can't face them because you have nothing. No love, no trust. And I suppose you do. We're going full anime. Everyone buckle up. I didn't have anybody to support me at first either. I couldn't face the fear inside me, couldn't get over the trauma of my past. Like I said, I don't feel fear.
Objection!
Then you're just a coward for running away from yourself. When I had my doubts about Miss Sykes, I felt like I would collapse under the weight. But I wanted to trust her. And I knew I could trust Mr. Wright to uncover the truth. That's why I was able to face my suspicions without hesitation. Running away from myself? How can I run from myself? When there's nothing inside. Nothing at all.
Objection!
I know it's hard for someone as unwilling to trust others as you to understand. But people have emotions. It's just a fact of life. And so people can be weak at times. But that's exactly why people need to trust one another. So that they can gain the strength to face themselves when things are at their bleakest. Without trust in others, how can you ever hope to face your fears? The fear inside of me. Is this? No. Ah! 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 Oh no! Oh, I hate this. I'm afraid! I'm scared! Ah! I feel fear! I'm getting, Captain Hammer vibes. I think this is what pain feels like! You can't outrun yourself. Remove that mask and unleash your emotions. Confront your guilt head on. With your own true face. That's a screenshot right there. Ooh, baby. My own true face? No, please don't. I know you're here. Where are you? See? I haven't revealed anything yet. Honest. And the laser sight just lines up right between his eyes. Oh no. Oh no. No, 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 I hate this. Is this my face? Is it? Is it? No, that's not it. No! No! Uh... I I should. I was joking about the laser sight. God, this game is insane. This game is unhinged. Jesus Christ. I did write this game. I downed an entire bottle of NyQuil and wrote this game in a haze. Okay, let's just take a little sip here. Okay. A sniper attack in this very courtroom. It chills me to my bones. The police are doing everything they can to track down the sniper as we speak. Prosecutor Blackquill, how is his imposter doing? He's a lucky fellow. The bullet didn't hit any vital organs. That's a bad sniper. He appears to be in no danger of dying. Well, that was fortunate for all of us. Was it? The analysis of that final piece of evidence Wright donor submitted is in. The composition of Miss Sykes' earring and the fragment with the blood on it match. We can now be certain that it is a fragment of the moon rock in question. The murders and bombings at the Space Center, both past and present. The bombing of courtroom number 4, and all of his other crimes, as numerous as the stars. Under suspicion of all these things, the spy known as the Phantom has been incarcerated. The prosecutor's office is now responsible for his well-being. There are still a myriad of things we wish him to tell us about, after all. Thank you, Prosecutor Blackquill. Well, it's time to finally bring this trial to an end. Please do. But before I do, will the defendant please return to her proper place? Yes, Your Honor. Now then, this court finds the defendant, Athena Sykes, not guilty! Yay! Yay! Yay, yay, yay! Court Court is adjourned. Bring in the dancing lobsters. December 20th, 9:12 p.m. District Court Defendant Lobby number 3. 5, damn it! Ah! Hi, Pearl! I forgot. I honestly forgot you were here, Pearl, and I'm so delighted to see you. Congratulations, Mr. Nick! Thank you, Pearls, and thank you for being there for Athena. It's the least I could do. But Athena was great, wasn't she? She was so strong throughout the whole trial. Daddy! I'm so glad to see you. Jersey, are you alright? Are you hurt? I'm fine, Daddy. I was doing magic tricks for the other hostages to keep our spirits up. That's our Jersey for you. I'm really glad to see you're safe. Hi, I'm Milesy. Right, I fear I owe you yet another debt of gratitude. Edgeworth? We never would have caught him if it weren't for all of you. Aw, come on, Edgeworth. What are you talking about? You're the one who have been tracking the Phantom all this time. Plus, you were the one who gave Black Quill permission to serve as prosecutor, right? Yes, well, we knew the Phantom was somewhere nearby. The police and I were trying to find him, but we never did manage to do so until this trial. Well, we never would have won this trial without you. It was your help as chief prosecutor that was the key to its successful conclusion. Besides, it was you that saw to it I got my attorney's badge back, wasn't it? So you figured it out, did you? Ah! So romantic! Ah! 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 Yes, yes, yes. Yeah, getting my license back went just a little too smoothly, you know? It should have been much harder after that evidence forging scandal. Well, I owed you a few favors. Hey, Edgeworth, think we can finally bring the dark age of the law to an end? Even the darkest night turns to dawn eventually. Our sun will rise again. We have a sun?! Besides, now that Prosecutor Blackquill has been cleared of all charges, a great deal of the mistrust towards the court system should have been swept away. You know, you could have said that with a bigger smile, Edgeworth. It won't kill you. Instead, the furrows in that brow of yours just keep getting deeper and deeper. So I should smile more, huh? I'll think about it. Ah, the complicated love-hate relationship between lifelong rivals. Athena ships it. Athena ships the hell out of it. Athena's writing fanfiction as we speak. Athena. Yeah, I had a hunch. I'm forever in your debt. You went to all that trouble, even taking the bar exam while you were overseas. Well, I knew that if I didn't get your sentence overturned fast, you'd be executed. So I studied and studied. I was frantic. I'm so glad I made it in time. Oh! Just barely, but I still made it. That a girl, Athena. It's good to see you finally let your tears out. Oh, let it all out, honey. Let it all out. Yes, I survived by the skin of my teeth, thanks to you. Shame on you, Simon, for trying to throw your life away like that. It was never my intention to just throw my life away. But some things in this world are more important than your own life. Like what? My honor-bound duty to protect with my life. My mentor's most beloved treasure. Huh? Athena? That's some loyalty. This guy really is a samurai through and through. Goddamn weeb. Well, it looks like we can breathe easy now. Apollo, Athena, thank you both. It took all of us together to pull it off. You bet, boss. What a team we are, huh? It was definitely the most amazing turnabout I've ever seen. Laugh track, roll credits. Everybody go home. I'm a lucky guy. My office has the best, most capable lawyers around. Thanks, Mr. Wright. I'm gonna work extra hard to make up for all the worry I caused. Apollo Justice is fine and ready to go. Let's hear it for the Wright Anything Agency. Well, nobody's gonna try harder than me, so you'd better watch out, Apollo. Simon is free thanks to Mr. Wright. But there are so many more people out there who need our help. You're right, and I'll be needing you both to help them. We still have a long way to go. Get ready, you two. We won a major victory, but the war is far from over. There are still people out there suffering under false charges who need defending. We've got a lot of work ahead of us, if we ever hope to fully bring the dark age of the law to a close. Hey, I know one thing we have to do. We have to celebrate with a bowl of piping hot noodles. Do we have to yell objection into the microphone? I'm gonna do it anyway. Huh? Nothing like a bowl of Eldoon's noodles after a trial, all on Mr. Wright's tab. That's how it works at the Wright Anything Agency, right, Mr. Wright? Huh? As a boss, it's your duty to express gratitude to your people for their great work. In that case, allow me to join in the festivities. I would greatly welcome a bowl of noodles. My dude, you do not want your first meal out of prison to be noodles from this guy's stand. You don't. Just trust me, you don't. Huh? I have an idea, Danny. Why don't you just invite everybody involved with the case? The more the merrier, right? Oh, Mr. Nick, look how far you've come. Who knew you'd grow up to be such a generous gentleman? Guys? Under these circumstances, there's only one thing I can say. Only if I get to join in. Ain't no fair! I want to say it too! Okay, here we go. Everybody get ready at home. Objection!
Objection!
Yeah! Yay! We did it! We won! Yay! I was trying to think of something nice I could do for Polly now that he's back. So I decided to go around and get a bunch of jobs for him to do. Find a lost cat, install an air conditioner, give a computer lesson, find a lost item. Huh? You think I should have found him a few legal cases? No, that's okay. This is the Wright Anything Agency after all. I'm gonna have to be fast, aren't I? Bina and Apollo were so wonderful in court. I'd better study as much as I can if I want to be a judge someday. My grandma says, eat lots of peppers and they'll ignite your passion. Oh, but I should figure out which to grow, green peppers or yellow peppers. Or maybe I should go with hot as the sun red peppers instead. Hey. Oh, she's hopeless. Wait! Wait! There's a chance! Oh god. The end of the dark age of the law, you say? How naive. Don't you know it's sometimes necessary to get a guilty verdict by any means possible? What? They're putting me under investigation? The chief prosecutor wants to see me! Ugh! Bye, bitch. I've been asked to debut the great masked wrestler Tenmataro. He's scheduled to go up against the amazing Ninetales next, though. Oh, what to do, a fight to the finish with myself? Why don't you ask Mr. Demon Lawyer to be the amazing Mr. Ninetales too? It's not a bad idea, I bet he'd be all for it. Caw-caw-caw! So are we to meet as foes, are we, my little friend? Oi. Would you believe it? I'm Alderman in Ninetales Vale now. Pretty impressive, eh? I took over after Rex Cuby for the good of my beloved village. What do you say? Would you like to make a little donation to help us out? Hey, you! Hey, you, what do you think you're doing sneaking to the manor? Ah, the jig's up! Better make a run for it! I thought I wanted to be an artist, but after seeing the amazing job Athena did, I started becoming genuinely interested in law, so now I'm studying for the bar exam. Ah, I'm going to prosecute Athena someday. You'll S-E-E. I'm studying my buns off too, but not for the bar exam. I'm going to pass the Themis entrance exam my own merit this time. With a score of 100 points, of course. You, Juniper, our dream will live on forever! Time to remember all the voices. I found really sweet boxes for all 3 of them, but they won't wear them. Is it because I want to be a legal journalist instead of a lawyer or a judge? But anyway, thanks to the trial, the school newspaper's future is as bright as can be. Now let's see what the fresh blood have to say in the new school paper. Our editor cried so hard at graduation rehearsal, her cardboard box got soggy. The one night on the reunion concert, I still remember that evening of passion. The president of the student council sang like no high school student I've ever seen. When she's a judge in her own court someday, I'd love to have a jam session with her. It'd be the coolest trial ever, yeah? I can already hear it now. Goodbye, Clavier, I love you. I gave this place a good cleaning from top to bottom, but it's already a mess again. I guess the only thing I can do now is clean up the attitudes of the people in this office. With Mystic Maya due to come here once her training is over, it simply must be done. We'll meet again. Don't know where, don't know when. Ah, humanity's dreams for outer space will never die. In fact, planning for the Hat 3 rocket has officially begun. Look upon me, people of this great nation, and witness the glory of Yuri Cosmos. What do you... Oh, director. Yes. Rocket preparations are fully complete. Yes. You just leave everything to me. Assistant director, Yuri Cosmos. Oh. Did Solomon get a promotion? Or... I'm going to the moon in the new rocket. If Athena or Amami Metis came to the moon, I would love to show them around. But which is more interesting, Montes Perennius or the Mare Trincatalis? You think they would like either one? Yay! Hooray! I wonder how Miss Aura is doing. I'd rather be near Miss Aura than on the moon. Oh, Miss Aura, I just want you to... I can't believe they put me in the game. Ready for launch. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift off! I'm going to the moon for real this time, for me and for Clay. Thanks to my lawyers, now I know I should never give up. But I'm worried. You can't breathe in space, and in fact, it's cold as heck. Oh man, now I'm getting really nervous. Ah. Lonely out in space. Ah! No, I'm not employed here. I simply came to request their services in defense of my sister. But no one's around, and I've been kept waiting for a long time. And what sort of case brings you here? Oh, your father was accused and you wish for Athena to defend him. Then perhaps he and I shall meet in the courtroom in the near future. I look forward to your next month's salary assessment. Eek, please forgive me! Oh, that's not who I was hoping he was talking to. Blackwell's acquittal has brought all manner of ills in the prosecutor's office tonight. It would seem solving that case has thawed the chill of winter into the warmth of spring. Now I owe Wright yet another debt of gratitude. But I will repay him one day. You can trust in that. Ba, ba, ba. Yay! I don't have to read really quickly anymore. Ah, I can breathe. Bones? Mm-hmm, yeah. Hmm. Hmm. No. So in the end, my train of thought can wait. Hi, Clavier. Bye, I love you. Oh, no, no, stop. No, no more. No more. Go away. Make the bad man go away. Okay, good, thank you. This is adorable. Oh, adorable and heartbreaking. Mommy, sorry. Mommy, sorry. Mommy, sorry. I was trying to determine... Oh wait, maybe Aura's the director now. Oh, I'm so happy for her. Yay! Oh yeah, remember that time we unlocked your trauma? In front of a live studio audience? Ugh. Ugh. Yeah. See, they knew there was a screenshot moment too, and they took a screenshot. But yes, I was trying to determine how I now feel about Simon Blackquill, not Aura. I know very well how I feel about her, but Simon. Nice. Oh, cutscene.
I'll be fine. I'll be fine. I'll be fine. I'll be fine.
T-minus 15 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Liftoff.
Oh, look at you, Mr. Dramatic. Oh, she's in jail. Right, I forgot. Here I am thinking she got a promotion. She's in jail. Oops. Anyway.
Mr. Starbuck! You'll be fine!
Just believe in yourself.
The moon's closer than you think!
I don't know if that last one is true, but you know what?
Thanks, guys. I wouldn't have made it back into space if it wasn't for you.
Ah, yeah!
All right!
Goddamn anime of it all. It's precious. It's good. I like it. Through the years, I've seen as much joy as heartache, honesty as deceit. But just as Mr. Starbuck was able to escape the harsh pull of his fears and despair, I believe that hope and friendship can lift us all up towards a brighter tomorrow. Aww. End. Jivo. What? No! We're not done! Even if I did want to do that, we're not done! We have a special episode to do. We have a special episode, which we'll be doing next time. Probably. Well. Yes. Yay. Wait, hang on. See, even the game knows, even the remaster knows we're not done. We're missing a thing. Yeah, see? Even the game knows we're not done yet. Sorry. Not sorry. Anywho. I'll leave it up to y'all. Do we start the new, the special case? Just to get a taste for it? Or do we call it here for the night? Oh, rotate. It rotate. Oh my god! Wait. He has a tiny Mr. Hat on his backpack. Oh! Oh, that's really good. Oh, that's really good, actually. Oh, video games are good. Oh, and it zooms out. Oh. Oh, you got a tiny little Mr. Hat. Oh, so precious. I like the shoes though. Oh, the old suit. And the nostalgic sweater. Why do his shoes also have... His shoes have his initials! Stop. His shoes have his initials on them. Oh boy. Did she make those too? Anyway. She is the one named Athena Sykes. It's got a magical girl vibe to it. I tells ya. Yeah, that's where we'll call it for tonight. Eh. I didn't get up and stretch, but I'm doing a chair stretch right now. That'll suffice. Eh. Ah, good to be back. Lovely to be back. Love to be here. So, if we assume that the special case will take 2 streams, and that's the first 2 Saturdays of August. Oh, fuck. Oh, God, it's August already. It's basically August already. Uh. Man. And when is... What's really fun is that approximately midway through August, this is, I'm being 100% serious right now. I've been summoned for jury duty. I have actually been summoned for jury duty in mid-August. They know. They've been watching the streams, and they know that I am a legal professional. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Ain't it grand? That's democracy at work, baby. Kinda. Sorta. They say on the thing that, the right to trial by jury is a fundamental right. As an American citizen, it is your privilege and duty to serve as a juror. Yay. It's a privilege, really. I love it here. But anywho, that's a problem for future me. This is the looming deadline that I have in September. I'll get to eventually. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. It'll all work out. But yes. You know, if it wasn't for that special case, then we would be nice. It would be like a nice, clean ending. We would be ending July by also ending Dual Destinies, but we have a special case, and I'm okay with that. Because I know exactly 2 things about this special case through cultural internet osmosis. 1, I know very vaguely where it takes place, and 2, there is a very important key witness that is called to the stand. They're very, very important. I know this to be true. Other than that, it'll be a fun surprise adventure for all of us. Unless you've played this game before. In which case... Oh no, it's not Larry. It's better than Larry. But it'll be a fun surprise. Shush. But yeah, that'll do it for tonight. Thank you all for joining me today. I always appreciate all of you coming and hanging out with me here in my little corner of the internet. Even with my janky hands that don't quite line up right. Yes, have a good, everybody. Have a good. Close enough. Minahan sayonde, I love you. Pow. Anyway. Any other orders of business? I don't think so. I think that'll do it. Yes. Good. Wonderful. Yes. Take care, have a good, and I will hopefully see you all next week. Hopefully, as in I hope you'll be here. I'm not going to sleep. I just woke up well, I guess it's been a while at this point, but I woke up at whatever. I woke up late. I will not be sleeping. Hopefully I will see you next week, as in hopefully you will be there, not hopefully I'll be streaming. Because I will be, definitely. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise, not even me. Okay, bye. Bye.